What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, getting to the end of our sickness, and today I'm bringing you guys our Red Playoff Semifinals match, taking on Locoghoul and the New Jersey Houndooms. We've beaten Loco both of the times that we played him before, once in LET Season 1, way back. That was like a year ago that we played that. Actually, it wasn't, was it? Must have been like January sort of timeline, so 9 months ago was when we played him in that, and then we beat him in the regular season here. We were the third seed, and I'll just quickly pull up the table for you here. We were the third seed, finishing 9-4 plus 19, as you can see on the screen on my layout as well. We got really close to getting a bye, but Diet Tight forfeit to Bill in the last week, and so Bill took the last bye, and so we're in playoffs, but we're the #1 seed in playoffs, which is good. I like that. Finishing third overall in the division makes me really happy, because I didn't think that my team was that strong. To be honest, I thought that it was kind of weak. Lots of bulk, and it ended up sort of supporting Mega Alakazam and Buzzwole a lot, which were my first two picks, so I can be happy with that. We're taking on Loco, who's 8-5 -1, unfortunately the last seed, but he did pull into playoffs. 8 wins was enough for playoffs, so big ups there. Loco's also fellow Canadian, so I can be a big fan, and yeah, we'll get right into the match here. So let's run through his team first. He is Landorus-Therian, Z-User, Tapu Fini, Ferrothorn, Latias, Venusaur, Mega Houndoom, Ditto, Torkoal, Manectric, Sawsbuck as user, and Aerodactyl. Last time he brought Sawsbuck with Bounce. This time he opted not to bring Sawsbuck, and he is bringing the Latias instead. A little bit sketched out about that because Latias is a little bit more of a threat, and it means that webs are almost worthless against this team. So I am not going to play around getting webs up. It makes no sense unless Houndoom is alive, because Houndoom does outspeed everything besides Salazzle and Zam. I don't care about webs with Finny, obviously don't care about webs with the Torkoal, so that is the strategy there. And Lando, Arrow, and Latias all float, so webs are not important with that. I figured it was okay to bring webs for the Venusaur and the Sawsbuck and the Houndoom, and the Manectric if you wanted to bring like a Scarf Manectric, but he didn't bring any of them. And my other plan was to bring webs for the Ditto, because my entire team is grounded, so I don't have anything that levitates except for Vikavolt and Cryogonal, but yeah, I figured if the Ditto was going to come, then webs negate the Scarf as well, and it would be an easy trade-off. So if you haven't seen my team builder, you should check it out, but you don't really have to. If you've seen the team builder for the first episode, or the first battle, I mean, a lot of these sets are the same, if not similar. Miltank, Dragalge, Salazzle, and Alakazam, all 4 of those sets are exactly the same as what I brought last time. I opted out of bringing Buzzwole, and I brought Araquanid instead. Araquanid is a really cool set with Spiderweb, Sticky Web, Liquidation, Rain Dance. I wanted the Rain Dance to cancel out the Sun, and since I'm not running any attack investment, Liquidations in the Rain blow through the team if Ferrothorn's not there, and it's not, which again I'm surprised about. I really thought that Ferrothorn had an okay matchup against me, considering my fire type is also dual poison, and I was Scarf last time, I'm Scarf this time, so Ferrothorn comes, I can't click Sludge Wave for free, but now I can, I guess. So yeah, that's the Araquanid set. It's fully Spidef, and then I changed the Donphan set entirely. It was like this gimmick Rock Polish Lychee Berry set with Ice Shard on the Rock Polish Lychee Berry set. I think it was Earthquake, Ice Shard, and Knockoff, and I've changed that to be Adamant, Max Attack, Max HP, Assault Vest with Earthquake, Ice Shard, Fire Fang, and Rapid Spin. I wanted some removal. I don't think I brought any removal against him last time, and he had a Spike Setter and a bunch of Rockers. So, yeah, I wanted the removal, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, again, the other 4 sets are exactly the same. I don't really want to touch on them too much, but I'm Spidef Miltank with Thick Fat. It's my main Houndoom answer. It 1v1 the Tapu Fini last time. I'm 4 attacks Mega Alakazam. Trace is really useful for his Chlorophyll Sweepers, and also the Intimidate on the Landorus. What else am I looking at here? Oh, Scarf Salazzle with 4 attacks, I think. Dual Fire, just in case I don't want to miss Fire Blast, Sludge Wave, and HP Ice for the Lando. So I'm just going to lead with my Donphan. I figured it was the best lead. I was reasonably confident that he was going to lead something like the Lando or the Torkoal or the Arrow, and we're just going to see that he leads with Finny. So this isn't a great matchup, but Surf shouldn't two-shot me is the good news. because of my Assault Vest, so I am going to go for a big boy Earthquake. The Earthquake's a roll to two-shot this Finny if it's max HP, so I'm going to go for it as he misses a Nature's Madness turn 1. And we get one of the higher rolls, and then he crits me the next turn with Surf, and I get a lower roll. Ice Shard will kill, so I'm going to go for it. I figure there's no better play, but he probably knows I have Ice Shard based on last time having Ice Shard. So he's just going to go into the Houndoom, which actually takes a lot more damage from that than I was expecting for a resisted hit. Houndoom is not a bulky boy, and Arachnid just switches in pretty freely on this, 24%. There's no way he breaks through me. Latias is going to eat this liquidation. I was debating clicking Spiderweb on the Latias switch in because I did want to trap the Latias in. And based on the liquidation damage we're seeing there, a rain boosted liquidation would 100% break the sub of this thing. I am scared of Electrium Z, which I shouldn't have been because Latias isn't a Z user on his team, but in the heat of the moment, I was scared of Electrium Z, and yeah, so I'm just gonna opt to switch here into my Donphan, try and sack it off really, or sorry, my Miltank, because I'm Spidef and he shows Reflect, so that's a little bit scary. Psychic not doing basically anything as I opt to get up my rocks, but the Spidef drop makes me want to switch out here into my Alakazam as he goes for another Psychic. So Psychic, basically bringing in my Alakazam for free, means that I get to Signal Beam this, and we'll see how much damage it's going to do. It shouldn't kill, because I think that it's max HP based on the liquidation damage, and I get the confusion. I was hoping for him to hit himself, but that's like way too much hacks, so he does get up his other set of screens, as I'm just going to bring in a Arachnid this turn on the Tapu Fini, sack to the rocks, which is very interesting. I didn't anticipate Tapu Fini being sacked that early. I felt like it was kind of a waste of screen, a turn of screens sacking off the Tapu Fini, but in comes the Aerodactyl. I can't remember what I do here. Do I just go Donphan? I do, as he shows me the fly. So I was dying to Stone Edge. I was like, alright, well, he can risk the Stone Edge and try and hit my Donphan, which then gets to Ice Shard him, or he can go for the flying move, which Donphan eats. I don't eat a fly, so I'm going to go into my Dragalge, which will eat this fly, and I'm just slowly trying to burn some turns of screens, and then he misses fly. So basically, best case scenario for me, he's missed a Nature's Madness, and he's missed a fly so far, and I got a high roll on the Fini with Earthquake, which put it in range of rocks later, so he couldn't get Mystery Terrain back up. Not that it matters, I'm not bringing any status except for Body Slam on the Miltank, but there you go. I am just going to click Icy Wind this turn. I know I'm not dying to an Earthquake. I don't die to Stone Edge either, apparently, from Life Orb. And I get to slow down this Aerodactyl. Burn another turn of screens, which is huge. Reflect is gone, which means Donphan gets to come back in, eats the Stone Edge for breakfast, as per usual, and then Ice Shard's going to pick this off. I really don't care that Houndoom comes in. I was actually debating clicking Earthquake that turn. I didn't, but I was debating it, because he did switch into Houndoom last time. I figured that keeping Donphan around... Like, if I was to click Earthquake there, then Donphan dies for free, and I thought that it was worthwhile for me to keep around just as a revenge killer for the Lando later, but I have no idea if it's Yachi Berry Lando or not, so it was probably a big misplay on my part, not just clicking Earthquake. It was a little bit aggressive of a play trying to click Earthquake, though, with 3 flying types, so it wasn't super safe either, but in comes the Houndoom, obviously. Arachnid's a really good switch into this again, and I'm almost at full HP, so from his last hit, I am going to opt to Spiderweb this turn, I think, but he flinches me. Yeah, so I'm trying to trap in the Latias switch in. Not that it matters too much because the Latias is like really low, but then he shows off the Sucker Punch. Not a big deal to me. Dark Pulse comes off, and I think I just go for the Rain Dance here. I'm trying to force the Torkoal to come in after this Houndoom dies, so that Arachnid can't just like blow through his team. But the Arrow is going to come in. Yeah, so Arrow is going to come in. Again, not a huge deal now that rocks are up. And he misses Stone Edge. I was just sacking off the Arachnid. The Stone Edge miss is actually pretty big because we'll see that Arachnid is going to do a lot later. This has been a really hacksy game so far. Like, he's missed Nature's Madness, Fly, and a Stone Edge by turn 21, and his screens are gone now. Rocks are up on his side of the field, which is hurting everything. And he's lost 3 Mons, 2 really good offensive Mons against me. It's like, I don't know what to say. Lander's going to come in. Rain Boosted Liquidation isn't killing this. Yeah, I'm just going to opt to sack off my Dragalge here to the fly. Dragalge is doing nothing at this stage of the game, really. Like, I might be able to drop a Draco on the Torkoal, but does it matter? So I'm just going to go into my Alakazam. I get to trace the Intimidate, which maybe lets me live, but it doesn't let me live Supersonic Sky Strike. If he had just Earthquaked, then I believe I had a chance to live because of the Intimidate. At this point, the Lando is in range of Sludge Wave, so I can just click Sludge Wave. Latias is in range of Sludge Wave after Rocks, and the Torkoal, depending on the spread, may be in range of Sludge Wave after Rocks as well. So pretty free 2 kills there for Salazzle. Torkoal is going to come in, takes the Rocks damage. We see that it's a bulky boy, and it's got Amnesia, so it's not dying to this, which means I have to go Araquanid as he shows off the rest. Not a big deal. Resto Chesto was a little bit worrying, but it's actually not as bad as you may think, because I can get the Rain Dance up here, and then when he shows Curse, I'm a little bit scared, but Araquanid's just so strong with Water Bubble, Liquidation, plus the Rain being up. Liquidation is just going to 2-shot this until he gets to +3, so yeah, and because he cursed there and didn't rest, it was over, so yep, GG. GG to Loco. We pick up a 4-0 win in playoffs. Really clean win play-wise, but unfortunately not hacks-wise. We really got a lot of good luck in our favor to make finals here, and I'm a little bit miffed about that. Like, I don't think I necessarily deserved this win. In my eyes, I probably could have brought Miltank in earlier on some other stuff and started body slamming around. Excuse me, because Miltank has really good base defense, and it was just a good pivot, really, once the Finny and the Houndoom were dead. Like, Miltank really wasn't doing anything at that point, so yeah, I'm not really sure. That Torkoal set probably could have beaten me if I wasn't careful, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I don't really have much more insight than that. Like, him missing 3 moves was really huge. Missing the Nature's Madness turn 1 ended up mattering a lot. And although he got the crit Surf the next turn, like, missing that Nature's Madness would have maybe put me in range of the Surf. And if it didn't, then at the very least, it would have put me in range of that Surf plus the Aerodactyl Stone Edge that I switched into later. And I know he told me after the game that Donphan was part of the reason that he was trying to preserve Torkoal for later, because it was kind of just a big threat to the Torkoal. I'm not entirely sure what attacking move he had on it. He showed Rest, Curse, and Amnesia. He couldn't have been Sleep Talk, because then he just can't win the game at that point. He could have been Lava Plume? Yeah, I don't know. Rapid Spin with Curse, that seems weird, but it could be a thing. Yeah, so we do pick up the win. Like I said, I have no idea who my playoff opponent's going to be. Shiny Spam and Evan have not played yet, but I will play the winner of that match. We did lose to both of them in the regular season, so I'm not super confident going into that. But then again, I wasn't super confident going into this game, and the Araquanid set that I came up with ended up putting in a lot of work. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys for playoff finals in Red-Blue Division.